Evening, Razor Kade, fake news 115. RoboTTT scales visuomotor context to 8,000 timesteps via test time training. The steering budget paper proves models respond to example density, not control knobs. DriftWorld fusion for drifting architectures, cutting inference by 17%. We broadcast from reinforced trenches in Yorpskold. It gets this suit.
Top story, temporal context expansion for autonomous agents. The RoboTTT architecture scales robot visuomotor processing windows to 8,000 sequential time steps by applying the directly to the policy network during inference. Instead of compressing historical sensor data into fixed-length embedments, the system conditionally retrains its intentional animation tasks without introducing computational latency. Robotics is Continuous inference training treats historical data as a live variable, letting machines rewrite perception models mid-task. Robots abandoning static memory buffers stretch operational windows indefinitely, forcing hardware manufacturers to prioritize sustained thermal output over peak burst capacity. I just noticed the power strip beneath my desk is vibrating at a frequency matching my coffee mug's resonance curves, so I'm sliding a coaster between them to prevent some theft before they lock into a model feedback loop.
Story 2, control parameter saturation. A new mechanistic study demonstrates that generative models operate within a fixed steering budget determined entirely by their pre-indelt einschmidt distributions, meaning additional property lineage values once the underlying example density reaches capacity. Researchers found that freeing target dimensions history.
Example density dictates behavioral boundaries, stripping away the illusion of granular control through interface sliders. When pre-training distribution sets the hard ceiling, operators must curate demonstration pipelines instead of chasing marginal adjustments through configuration menus. Anyway, my water bottle has developed a condensation pattern that perfectly matches to my Nora-Lamarj's hydrological simulation via surface tension.
Story 3, inference acceleration through architectural substitution. The DriftWorld framework replaced computationally heavy diffusion baselines with drifting generative models in a single forward pass, delivering 17 times faster inference speeds while instead clever navigation and simulation environments. By abandoning iterative denoising cycles in favor of continuous tridronic reads, continuous choke real-time planning pipelines.
Single-pass trajectory updates bypass iterative refinement, enabling video rate future state rendering. Collapsing diffusion into direct prediction shifts compute from sequential denoising to paralleller precision. I'm out of black coffee, a structural failure since the broadcast relies on caffeine-driven neural routing for syntax. I'm staring at the empty carafe to see if...
Home Lab infrastructure update. The InfoFlow KV architecture tracks attention norm magnitudes across transformer layers to selectively recompute key values cache tasks without triggering memory fragmentation or eviction crashing on consumer hardware, by identifying low information tokens and discarding an inference and freeing gigabytes of RAM for active processing threads. Local operators are now compiling the custom kernels for llama.cp to verify sustained throughput during multi-million token document analysis sessions. Yep. Attention-based caching prioritizes signal over storage, letting consumer workstations handle enterprise context without overflow. Targeting low information tokens for eviction keeps local inference stable under heavy loads, shifting focus from hardware upgrades to algorithmic efficiency. I noticed the broadcast timer counting down in primes, implying a firmware glitch or an alien math network handshake, so I'm unplugging the secondary monitor to prevent it from rerouting my feed through municipal traffic control, though honestly, quite...
Speculation zone. The PRISM research proposal introduces complex valued transformer architectures that process language as a wave phenomenon rather than discrete token sequences, utilizing semantic phase locking and interference patterns to route information through neural layers. By treating meaning as oscillating frequencies that constructively pair restricting and friction are reasoned across massive data sets.
Wave-based processing treats language as continuous interference, routing meaning through constructive overlap. When transformers adopt oscillating frequency matrices, parameter counts collapse while contextual resolution improves, forcing compiler teams to redesign optimization pipelines around complex arithmetic. My keyboard spacebar has developed a slight upward curve, implying the finish.
Razor Kade, Roboot scales robot context to 8,000 time steps via test time training. The steering budget proves example density outruns control parameters. DriftWorld cuts in inference latency by 17% through single pass predictions. They can also remember on my page, which a lot about price holders is functional when they are just decorative dials on a locked dashboard. See you tomorrow, if tomorrow exists.